close that. Let's pull up a Bob Ross sample. Let's see if I can. Bob Ross painting. See, part of the thing with Bob Ross, at least in terms of reproducing it digitally, is not only can things be tool specific, but they are stroke specific. And you know, you need to be able to drag a brush or push a brush in ways that you can't necessarily digitally. You don't have the bristles to kind of grab the camera and grab the canvas and kind of go, you know, and really pounce it down or drag it or sweep it. So these are things to kind of fake. So down here we have Bob Ross. Up here we have blank. And he always works background to foreground. So let me see. I don't use a lot of the natural brushes, and I probably haven't kept very many of them because Frendon has so many. But let's go with some of the oil pastel on paper. See what that one's like. That's too big. That's what that one is. Oil pastel on canvas. That feels good. Dry brush tone. Dry brush. That might work. I need a fan brush, really, is what I need now. Here's the palette knives. This is what I liked. You got that kind of crackly, rough, and you could push into it and pick up. So if you had two colors, if I pushed it, blended into the other color. It's not showing it off very well. So lightly was red, heavy got into some green, got it muddy. So, you know, oil paint flat brush. It's probably what we want. It's just the flat brush. Duplicate. And put it here. And call this settings Bob Ross. And I'll get the palette knife. And I will put it over there as well. I think that's, oh. Need a blending brush. Blur by fiber, I think is what I want. Because he often does that. He often does mix things to soften them. So let's take blur by fiber and oh dear, where's my Bob Ross? Okay, it's over here. Put it over here. Put it in our Bob Ross. And That's a good one. Sparse bristles is a good one. That's something he would use, I think. And yeah, both of these need to come over here. And I'm going to put both of these into Bob Ross and get rid of that one. I think perhaps I have a texture brush I've made for myself that I think will work well. So let's duplicate that one and bring it over into our Bob Ross. I still need a fan brush. Not sure what kind of fan brush I could have. There are just so many brushes. And so many that I didn't keep just because I ran out of room. Oh, now the spatter brush might work. That spatter brush might work as very well. Okay. Oh, Greg, I'm here all the time. It's like even when I'm 12 to 14, I sit too far. I sit too much. One comic is usually 2 to 3 hours, and okay, Jolie, feel better. I really hope that stuff gets out of your system. Remember too that crawfish make really good finger puppets. After you've like sucked them out, you just put the little front pieces on your fingers and you got little finger puppets. Yeah, no, King of Sting, least I could do, generally that's 2 to 3 hours, sometimes a little more. Beginnings now is probably 5 hours. And then the looking for group, I will spend 2 to 4 hours on the sketch. And then maybe like 4 to 6 hours on the inking. And again, it can vary. But I'm easily distracted by social media and all too, so. Night, Jolie. Happy birthday on Sunday. All right. Let's do us a Bob Ross. Oh, hang on. I was going to take this spatter. Duplicate. Okay. So the spatter is going to be my fan brush. So I'm going to take my big brush, and I'm just going to lay down some. I wish I had his palette in front of me. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to take the big. That blur by fiber is very fibrous. I gotta remember that my strokes are, you know, I've got an art pen. Maybe I should be pulling that up. What was that other blur tool? Color mixing. That's what I want. Duplicate. I will put those at the bottom. So color mixing. Gotta remember to X my strokes. Okay, now if I remember my Bob Ross, that's not a good brush. Let's go with the sparse bristles. Let's push some white into there. Oh, I was going to use this textured brush too. That's a good light brush for clouds. Let's try that instead. Let's push some white in there. And then come with our color mixer and blend them down. And then we'll push some more clouds up and push some more down. And I'm not color picking from his on purpose. Oh yeah, I can see that, Greg. No, and you know it's a problem because I'm just getting fatter and fatter, and I need to get off the chair and go for walks and stuff. But I'm so good at sitting. All right, let's take a little bit of yellow and put some yellow in there. Color mixing. Those are some pretty good clouds, actually. Okay, this is what I'm excited for. The palette knife. We take the palette knife and we scrape down some mountains. So I need to put some brown on the other side of the palette knife. The palette knife is really didn't I have another knife here? Let's try another knife. Nope. I need a knife that's going to give me some white. Huh, none of these knives are actually dropping white. What do I make both sides white? Ah, there we go. Figuring out how these knives work is something. Okay, that's what I want. So, yeah, it was knife 4. So first, I guess I put down some brown. Then I'll put some white on top of the I will try and put some white on top. And it's not working. So maybe I need to put another layer down after all. No, it's still picking up the brown. Oh, white and white. There we go. So these brushes are very transparent. Good to know for that. being super simplistic here with our mountains. Let's make that knife a little smaller and give us some firmer bits, a little more pressure. Some smaller shapes and bigger shapes. Okay, this palette knife needs some tweaking, but it's got potential. So very, very simple. I think we need to pick up some of our blue here, and maybe some green. Put a bit of the green in there. Pick up some of that brown again through there. Try to pick up the brown, and the brown's not picking up. There we go. Okay, so now we got to do some happy trees. Okay. Choose like a nice dark green. I'm going to use this palette knife. Yeah, it's very good for that. Okay. Let's just scrub in. I need a blue or green. So I'm scrubbing these in. And I'm doing a horrible, horrible brush stroke. I'm zigzagging when I shouldn't be. I should just be going carefully up and down, up and down. Do Bob proud. Come on, Laura. You can do this. Oh, that's cool to know. Yeah, see, I would like to do that. Is something like Gnomon, but then combine this with those sort of concept art people who can do spaceships, you know? So now I'm going back with that spatter brush that I'm using as my fan brush to add texture to these little branches. I thought it'd be cool, like to combine the New York busker types who do the spray paint art of like quick cityscapes and planets and such. Because really, I want to turn this into like a science fiction thing or a fantasy thing. So too bright. Let's pick up some from there. Mix. You guys are not mixing well. Alright, well let's take our blur by fiber, make it small, see what happens if I just there. Okay, palette knife time again. I think I need to duplicate. I need to play with this. Settings. No. Is there any way I can turn it sideways? There we go. Knife horizontal. That's what I need. So let's pick up some and now we need our water. And we're going to pull down some. Oops. Get it. And let's take that color mixing and do that to our water. And do that to our would help if I had more color on the other side, Lar. Let's do that. I'm doing too much at once. We do the water, then we blend it. And then we take our knife. What am I doing here? I'm hitting buttons I shouldn't be hitting. That's size I wanted. I might have to go onto a new color layer here for this. There we go. Still figuring out how these things interact. Then we take some dark to go in there. These color considerations are horrible. Please forgive me. And then we take pull down some color there, and then I'm going to take my color mixing and I'm just going to pull it down. Similarly, probably would help if I really did watch some Bob Ross. I'm just kind of going on my memory of how he did things, and then this painting is a rough idea. Okay, now we need our big tree. I'm channeling the Ross. Here we go. Alright, we need the big tree. Big tree needs the vertical palette knife. Name this knife vertical. nice big happy tree here, right? And then let's get some greens on there and go to the horizontal knife. Need some darker color there. Since I don't have a fan brush, use my spatter brush to add that texture on top. Brighter green than that. Fast and lazy. That's the way you do it, Lar. There's that idyllic palette I'll have to learn too. Wow, that's a hideous tree. That's a hideous tree. Wow. Yeah. That tree sucked balls. I use the painting with transparency though to cut back into the tree. Time to ignore what old Bobby was teaching and just try and save this tree. You know what probably save this tree? Some bushes in the front. Let's try the texture brush here. Pick up some of this ochre. Now that texture brush is too soft. I need a sharper texture brush. What do I have that's going to give me a texture? Oh, again, I haven't been saving. Lar, you get too enthused about this stuff. Alright. That's right. I'll just burn it down. Burning that tree might be the best solution. I need a texture brush. Let's look at some of my textures. Spotting. Dry brush? No. Dry brush alt? No. Dirt hose? Ooh, dirt hose. Dirt hose. Take the dirt hose. Put in our Bob Ross. Okay. Take some of that ochre. Ugh. Dirt hose. Dirt hose, you're being a dirt hose. Dirt hose isn't doing it for me. Oh, probably because I'm on dry brush. I'm not on dirt hose. There, let's try that again. That's better. Not great, but it's better. The clouds came out nice. Okay. Now, I need a spaceship. Right? That's how it works. Like, now I need, like, the giant ship coming in. Pew. Pew. Actually, the one thing I was thinking of, let me try this. One last thing, although it's going to be wrong because it's should have put it under the clouds. One of the things I was seeing, let's just do it with the spray painters, was the way they would just put shit down, like and then they would oh, hang on, they would do one more thing. They would spray one side with black, spray one side with white, maybe hit it with some texture. Texture, not Texlar. Like that. And then put a thing over it. And yeah, actually, it's a pretty good planet. That's not a bad planet at all. I should have hit it with the texture first. But I should have put it behind the clouds, so I'm going to have to paint some clouds over it. Let me see if I can... I wonder if the palette knife would work for this. Maybe it would. Do like a Saturn ring. Alright. So I need to put some of those white clouds back over it. And that was with, oh, that was with my texture brush. That's right. Let's put some atmospheric. We'll pull some of that blue over top of it. And some of the white. Well, no, it's a gas planet that's out in space, Cyrex. That's why the clouds need to be in our atmosphere, not the other atmosphere. They had a really nice, I really liked their, the guy made a black hole. Oops, I'm in the wrong, I shouldn't be doing the black hole on its, on the sky layer. Of course, having done all that, then I will take advantage of the digital form to add a correction layer to the whole thing. Make it really nice and dark. And then I'll just use my, let's just use that same texture brush to really darken up our environment, because we haven't got our now leave that alone. We should put our planet in the water though, which we haven't got. Now will the blurring thing work for me? That does. Blur works in masks too. Good to know. Happy little planet. I think I need to remove it from the sky. The darkening I did on the sky, I don't think works at all. I'm going to take all that out and just leave it for the for the planet. There. Oh, thanks, Quickening. So yeah, there's a little. It ain't great, but it ain't bad. I think with a bit of technique work to figure out, like I said, I mean, look at the lovely way. If you look on Bob Ross's, you can see how the fan brush gives us these cool curved shapes. Whereas here, I'm getting too much of a straight horizontal up here. You know, I need to be able to find a brush that I can fake that little bounce and stuff. Same thing for the bushes here. There's lots of great texture, whereas mine's just kind of foggy pixels. But it's got potential. I don't necessarily know what I would use it for. I mean, it'd be fun to do it with actual paints, as that kind of thrift store find that I just kind of want to do it with. But digital, this is fun. I could see this being this would be like a Gravity Falls postcard. You know, like, you could definitely do something fun with that. You know, visit Alderaan or whatever. Good night, Greg. Yeah, I think it's 12:15, and it's past time to call it quits for the night. So, thank you so much, everyone who's joined me once again. I'm your Uncle Lar. This is Lartist at Work here on Twitch.tv. This is where you can find me every Friday that's not a convention weekend. Currently from 9:30 till midnight. That may change after March. My daughter currently has classes that run late on Fridays. That's why we've been starting at 9:30 instead of 8. So let's say until the end of March, at least 8 from 9:30 till midnight Eastern Time. Thank you so much for Cybercat for manning the Mod Pod for us tonight in the chat room. Thank you, everyone, all my lovely friends who've joined me tonight. Like I said, you can find me here Friday nights on twitch.tv/UncleLar. I am Lar deSouza. If you didn't know this already, I'm half of the creative team of Somer and Lar. We do the comics Least I Could Do 7 days a week at licd.com. And looking for group, there's 5 days of content there at lfg.co. I do Monday and Thursday. We have NPC Tuesday and Friday, and Tiny Dick Adventures on Wednesday, so please check them out. Tiny Dick says, "Read my comics or I will foosh you." Apparently I have to send that to Costello. Yeah. So I guess so we've done Scary Clowns, we did Trump, and we did Bob Ross painting. And until next week, my God, it'll be March next week. You know, February's for such a short month always feels so long, but March can feel even longer. So for everyone else, please have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next Friday back here. And until next time, I'll see you in the funnies. Good night, all. Let's find some music for you. Good night.
This is the first verse of this song. It sets the beat and starts out strong. This song's fast in 4/4 time. It's a snappy tune and the words all right. Now the second verse has different words, but the tune's the same as the first you heard. I will hit the chorus before you're bored, and then keep you hanging with a 7th chord. And the chorus goes,
sexy voice,
catchy phrase with a musical hook.
sexy voice,
Catchy phrase with a musical hook.
sexy voice,
Catchy phrase with a musical hook. And the background singers all sing gobbledygook, 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 gobbledygook. Now here's the third verse with a tale to tell. It's the same old tune, but the voice is swell. The words are trite, the emotion's fake. Oh, yeah. It resolves into a musical break. Dooby-dabby, 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 dooby-doo-wah. The fourth stanza is always the best. It's almost done, it's time to rest. So one last time my voices blend, then slow it right down. Let's call it the end. And the chorus goes,
sexy voice,
catchy phrase with a musical hook.
sexy voice,
Catchy phrase with a musical hook.
sexy voice,
Catchy phrase with a musical hook. And background singers all sing gobbledygook, gobbledygook, gobbledygook.